Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a Chief Analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is our daily analytical report. Let's look for decent trading occasions. Let's look for proper trading setups. But first we need to start with the calendar. Calendar is very important even if you are a technical trader, because you need to know when are the important fundamental events, because they can mess even with the best technical setup. A great example can be found today on the calendar. As you can see, we started the day with the speech from the Reserve Bank of Australia governor. Why I'm saying that? Because I had a short position on euro to New Zealand dollar, and it was going great before the speech. After the speech, which was perceived as dovish, it was dovish, so it caused a reversal on Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar, because those two instruments are very correlated with each other. And so technically that was a beautiful setup, but fundamental event created a strong reversal and the position was closed. Luckily, it wasn't closed on loss. I really have a strong money management skills, risk control, and I already moved my stop loss to the break-even point precisely to avoid a situation like this. So I was on a nice profit. Profit was bigger than the initial stop loss. When it's happening like this, I move my stop loss to the break-even point, because I don't want to move from nice profit to a normal loss. It should not happen like this. And the price reversed. I closed my position on break-even point, and what? It's time to move on. It's time to look for another trading position. So that's about the speech from Reserve Bank of Australia governor. What else we had is factory orders from Germany, which came much worse than expectations. This is another data from Germany which is disappointing, and this is a negative information for the euro. Today we will have important data for New Zealand dollar directly, not for the Australian dollar, but for the New Zealand dollar it will be GDT price index, so change of the price of the diaries, and also pack of data from Canada, PMIs, and also speech from Bank of Canada member. That's it about the calendar. On Wednesday we can move to the charts. As you can see, we can start with gold. On gold I have long position here, open close to the daily lows. It was open 2 days ago, so it's on profit right now. We'll see if the situation will continue. I was hoping for a bigger reversal, stronger reversal, but the price is hesitating. We lost a bit of bullish momentum, but price closing above this, maybe let me change the color. Price closing above, let's say, this blue area will be a confirmation of the positive sentiment. On the other hand, breakout of this line can be pretty dangerous. As you can see, my stop loss is here. So in overall, I'm talking about the long-term situation here. So as long as we are above the orange line, I can see a positive situation for gold. Now dollar index is continuing the positive sentiment here, the positive situation. So we definitely created this V-shaped reversal. We came back above the midterm uptrend line, and the price stopped exactly on the upper line of the wedge. This can be a good occasion for profit taking. We'll see. Everybody sees this line, and everybody knows that breakout of this black line will be a confirmation of the buy signal, or if you were waiting for the buy signal, it will be a trigger. It will be setup. It will be a good setup for the new buy signal if you didn't open after position after the comeback above the blue line. Another place where you can do this is the breakout of the black line. Euro to Canadian dollar, here we do have a reversal, as you can see, so the data from Germany is not a problem here apparently. About this green line, I think it was working here, but then with this reversal it's not important anymore. We can consider this line as an important price, creating a reversal. Bigger reversal here will mean that this is a false breakout pattern, and that will be a good occasion to sell. In the long term, we do have a short position here, short setup. Maybe we'll get some kind of a reversal, but in the long term, the situation is negative. Euro to British pound. Yes, here you can see the reaction on this data from Germany. Obviously, it's not the tier 1 data, but if we don't have anything more interesting, traders will look on this kind of a data. What we are having here is a flag. Flag is a trend continuation pattern. Flag is a correction pattern, so there is a downtrend correction. We are supposed to see the breakout of the lower line of this pattern and a further drop aiming the green support. This is exactly the situation on the Australian dollar, so you can see that this weakness on the New Zealand dollar wasn't caused by the New Zealand dollar itself, because here New Zealand dollar got stronger, but because of the weakness of the Australian dollar. So here you can see this roller coaster. Look at this. This is the reaction of the statement from Reserve Bank of Australia, which was perceived as more hawkish. And this is the statement from, this is the speech from Reserve Bank of Australia governor. Boom, drop. Statement, speech, statement, speech. This is not a good way how a central bank should communicate with the markets. Well, hopefully you didn't lose money on this. I didn't, but they should watch on that. The breakout of the green line brings us a proper sell signal, so that is a sell signal. Maybe we'll have a small comeback here to test the broken support as a closest resistance, but the sell signal is here. This is a dynamic downtrend line resistance, so maybe we'll see something like this. So a small upswing, bounce from this combination of those two resistances, and then drop. That can be really interesting. American dollar to Swiss franc. Yesterday we were trying to break the parity, so this is both technical resistance and also a psychological barrier, as you can see here. First attempt wasn't very convincing. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to press this. It wasn't very convincing. The price reversed, but this reversal wasn't very strong, and now we are trying again. So it shouldn't be perceived as a false breakout. It should not, because the price is still putting pressure on this resistance, and actually now we are above one with 2 pips. So traders are really demand seems committed. So my call would be a positive outcome here, so a buy. Australian dollar to Swiss franc. So I was thinking about the price getting to this orange area, but they chose the other side. So instead of the flag, well, we got a flag, but it's not. It was respected only for a while. Here, and this support is also not important. And the main situation here is double top formation, is the breakout of this support and is the breakout of the lower line of the wedge, which is a negative signal, which is a negative situation, which can be used by sellers to go short. Maybe a small pullback and then something like this. I wouldn't be surprised if the price behaved exactly like this. Canadian dollar to Swiss franc. Interestingly, yesterday we created this line that we should see a further drop, and this is what is happening. So I was absolutely positive about the situation here, but I said that opening this long position here is a bit too risky because it's too high. The sentiment is positive, but the price is just too high, so the correction is very, very probable. And now we are having this correction. As you can see, the uptrend line is still safe. We are having this correction, and we just need to wait for the price to show us where this correction wants to end. Horizontal support, maybe here, or maybe this correction will go deeper, maybe here. Or maybe it will be those lows. With all this, okay, I'm gonna delete this. This is a false break. This is a false breakout, so we all know about this. And let's create Fibos. 23.6, 38.2. None of those come in line with the historical movement. So this can be tricky, but let's leave those Fibos here with us. We will see. We'll just patiently wait for the price to find a support. Okay, Canadian dollar to Japanese yen. Bounce from the horizontal resistance. Come back inside of the wedge. Denial of this pennant. This is a sell signal, definitely. This is a sell signal, quite a good one. In the long term, how does it look like? Unfortunately, the risk to reward ratio, well, it's still good, like stop loss 100 pips, take profit 300 pips. It still looks alright. I would wait for another test of this resistance though. Yes, I like to wait, I know. Euro to Swiss franc. Euro to Swiss franc created a double top formation with this yesterday upswing and a shooting star on the daily chart. This can be dangerous. So with this shooting star on the daily chart, my outlook on this instrument is something like this. We will see if it's gonna happen, but my outlook on this Euro to Swiss franc is negative. Euro to New Zealand dollar, this instrument I told you about. So this setup was really good. Bounce from the downtrend line, flag. Let me remove the correction equality patterns. So I will open short position here, stop loss was here. There was one to even, you see, the stop loss was 130 pips, 2 to 1. I could have closed my position, but it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I sleep at that time, unfortunately. So yes, I could have closed my position before the speech. But anyway, it was open somewhere here, stop loss was somewhere here. I moved my stop loss to the break-even point and it got activated somewhere here at 6 or 5 o'clock. And the price is pushing higher. If I didn't close my position here on break-even point, my stop loss would be very close right now. I would be on loss. I would still have this position open, but in my opinion, chances that the price will climb higher are significant. So instead of taking 2 wins, I would take 1 loss. But in overall, I took break-even point. So this is a nice lesson about the money management, control of the position. It could have been better. Again, I could have wake up 3 a.m. in the morning, close my position on 2 to 1, and I would be happy. But sorry guys, trading is just an additional thing. It's not the thing that keeps me awake at 2 a.m. Bitcoin. Yes. It's not so popular now as it was 1 year ago, but it does not mean that we'll stop analyzing it. Because why? Because it has very interesting technical situation from time to time. What we are having here is a pennant. Pennant is a trend continuation pattern, downswing pennant, downswing. That's what we should see here. We are expecting a further drop, and my target is, that was my first target. If you follow us for a long time, you know that we were right. This is my target for the Bitcoin, which is $2,900, more or less. Yes, $2,900. My opinion, the price after this breakout, the price should decline here. I don't know if that will be a good occasion to buy. I'm not here to judge, I'm here to trade. If I will see a proper reversal pattern on $2,900 for 1 Bitcoin, I will definitely inform you about this. So far I don't see any, so well, sorry. And euro to Japanese yen. This is the third instrument from the Trading Sniper video. Look, the price is on a horizontal resistance. I thought this would be the resistance, but it got broken. Okay, we have another one from those lows from the end of December. Fair enough. And the price touching this resistance alone is not a significant signal to sell, but the price touching this resistance with a head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder, head and right shoulder, is a nice signal to go short. The price declined, broke the horizontal support, declined, and now I have a problem with those two lines. Well, this one is pretty clear, alright? But this one, well, this one connects those lows and those lows. What about those? We all remember it's a flash crash, so we should more respect like those tails, or maybe bodies. Anyway, this is not a big difference here. Price breaking those two, closing somewhere close to the checkpoint here, will be a strong signal to go short on euro to Japanese yen. So this can be a really sweet trading idea, sweet trading opportunity. We finished somewhere here. Yes, let's analyze new instruments. Look, we didn't analyze euro dollar yesterday. Your beloved trading instrument, the most popular on the market. Why? Because we don't care about this if it's popular or not. All we care about is if it gives us trading signals or not. Euro dollar, downtrend line, uptrend line, symmetric triangle, sideways trend, boring. In the long term, we are waiting for the breakout of either the upper line or the lower line of this pattern. Yes. So this breakout will be crucial for the euro dollar. As long as we stay inside, there is nothing interesting. Breakout itself will be a trading signal, or maybe we will have a breakout, false breakout. It will be also a trading signal, because if you will see false breakout like here above the horizontal resistance, that was a signal to go short, and it was a good signal. Next instrument, I assume that British pound to Australian dollar is going higher. Yes, obviously after this statement we do have a reversal, but in order, look, sideways trend, boring. I'm out of here. British pound to Canadian dollar, sideways trend, upswing, downswing. This is not a place where traders should be. Obviously, yes, here we can have an upswing. You can think about another rise here, but this is for sideways traders. I'm a trend follower. I like to see trends. If I don't see a trend, I do not trade. Simple as that. What is happening on British pound to Swiss franc? The giant double bottom formation, but is not activated yet. So actually there is nothing. British pound, Japanese yen channel down formation is looking better and better. I mean more reliable. On the daily chart, this is an invitation to go long here. But for this we need to see a further upswing, but as for now, nothing interesting. British pound, New Zealand dollar. Okay, this is what? This is a flag. Yeah, it can be like this. Or a wedge. Does not matter. So there is this downswing, wedge, downswing. Now the price is drawing an engulfing pattern, which is not really good for the sellers. But in overall, we should see a further drop. So the price bouncing from the blue line, that will be an invitation to go short. Price closing today above the purple line, that will be an invitation to go long. I'm gonna keep this because this setup is really interesting here. Now cable. Looks like a double bottom here for me. 1, 2. Alright. Resistance of the double bottom formation. Maybe an upswing. But that's just the short-term setup. Not interested totally. New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. Not interested. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. Pennant, upswing, denial. Uptrend line. Those movements on the market, meaningless. Ooh. Weekly chart. Resistance, shooting star. This gonna be interesting. But for the sell signal, we need to see the breakout of this purple line. Channel up. So yeah, just let's leave it. We'll see where this will go. New Zealand dollar to Japanese yen. Horizontal support. Correction reversal, no. New Zealand dollar, American dollar. This can be an interesting double bottom formation. Ooh. Especially that is happening here. Support. Resistance. Double top formation on this one. 1, 2. Alright. This can be a huge problem for the New Zealand dollar. Yes, price closing the purple line, invitation to go short. Let's skip this chart. Alright, let me delete those. Downswing correction, downswing correction, downswing correction. This upswing is too strong. American dollar, Japanese yen. This is interesting because of this. This is false breakout. This is a rectangle. This is a comeback. So that is a good occasion. That is a good sell signal. False breakout usually should result in a further drop. So let's leave it. Let's check my local currency, euro to Polish zloty, because what we have here is a V-shaped reversal, which can be a good occasion to go long here. This, well, that's a good lesson about V-shaped reversals, etc. American dollar, Mexican peso. Unfortunately, the history is not big. So let's check DAX for example. DAX in a buy territory. I don't like the chart though. Wall Street 30 UK Europe. Alright guys, I think we can recap the situation now with all those trades. So gold is in a sideways trend, but in general, as long as we are above the orange line, the sentiment is positive. Now the dollar index is having a buy signal, but we need a confirmation after the breakout of the black line. Euro to Canadian dollar, that is long-term sell, short-term buy. Euro to British pound, breakout of the lower blue line, sell. Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar, that is long-term sell, but I would like to see the short-term buy. American dollar to Swiss franc, rather buy. Australian dollar to Swiss franc, that is long-term sell, short-term buy. Maybe, because that's my assumption. There is no, I don't have strong reasons to think that we should have a reversal here. Canadian dollar to Japanese yen, that is rather short-term sell. Canadian dollar Japanese, that was with Swiss franc. This is Canadian dollar Japanese yen, that is sell. Euro to Swiss franc, that is sell. Euro to New Zealand dollar, that is buy. Bitcoin, sell. Euro Japanese yen, sell. Euro dollar, sell. British pound, New Zealand dollar. I would love to see the bounce here, so a sell. New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, breakout of the lower line, sell. New Zealand dollar, American dollar, breakout of this lower line, sell. And American dollar, Japanese yen, that is sell. So guys, thanks very much for attending our webinar, for attending daily analytical report. I hope you enjoyed this. And now half an hour break and a webinar about MetaTrader 4. Thanks very much and goodbye.